some drink for the game. Pour some drink for the game.
Shaolin 6 on the track. Alright, let's go. Let's get into it. Shaolin 6 ready. It's important to say that, for me anyway, Juicy J is one of my favorites. Juicy J is easily one of my favorites. And he became one of my favorites when he did Stay Trippy. And I don't think since then anything has come close to Stay Trippy. I think everything that he has done after Stay Trippy has been below average, has been mediocre, and has been less than what is expected from a Juicy J. And so here we are in 2020 with The Hustle Continues, and I think it's safe to say that it's more or less the same thing. So nothing since Stay Trippy is actually worth it. By way of comparison, Stay Trippy is bigger, better, and has more quality to it. That there, Stay Trippy, is his best work to date. Nothing surpasses Stay Trippy. Being a big fan of Juicy J, whenever I hear that he's dropping a project, I have these extremely high hopes because of Stay Trippy. I have these extremely high hopes. I have these, he's gonna blow my mind away. He's gonna have these punchlines. He's gonna have these, these metaphors, and the beats are gonna be crazy and everything. And so I am first in line whenever there's a Juicy J project. And that's not lies, that's not gas, that's real. The hustle continues. Let's go. You already know how I feel about tracks when they go above 13. I think 16 is a good number. I don't have a problem with 16. 16 is just about the right number, but it has to be the problem that I have when there's too many tracks on one album is the fact that sometimes it's too much garbage on one album, and so you're giving me like more than 10 pieces of trash on one album, and that's the reason why I have a problem with, let's say 14, let's say 13. As soon as it goes beyond that, I'm just like, it's too much of one person to listen to, unless all of it is fire, which in most cases it's not. The quality drops because what you're trying to do is you're trying to hit and miss. Out of all these 16, you're hoping that one of them is fire. It sounds very repetitive. The choruses are very repetitive. The hooks, if you will, are very repetitive. His flow is very repetitive, and the beats, I don't know where Juicy J got these beats from, but these beats are absolutely terrible. And this is why Stay Trippy is one of my favorites, because what I've just mentioned, Stay Trippy ticks all the boxes of what I just mentioned. This here does the opposite. There was nothing on here that I thought was worth a listen a fourth time around. Now, I listened to the entire project at least 3 times, just so that I don't miss anything. I listened to the entire project at least 3 times, and this was a struggle. This was a serious struggle, and I could not believe that this was Juicy J's project. I just refused to believe that this was a Juicy J project, because I honestly expect a little bit better from him. We could start from the beginning. Best group. I'm not a fan of Wiz. I don't know if I've said this before, but is he still on Taylor Gang? I don't know. If he is, then they're not putting that much effort into the production quality of things, because this whole album is just, it's not what I expected. Wiz, I'm not a fan of. Wiz has got the worst flow. He is sonically, it's not pleasing to hear him talk. It is something that I've never gotten used to. And then whenever I see his name on a feature, I just think, good God, this is going to be trash.
So goddamn hot. I'm so goddamn hot. Think about it. Pour some drink for the game. Pour some drink for the game. 20 bands up in Barney's. Double cup full of that Barney.
I think the level of repetitiveness comes into play. So by the time you get to the 7th one, you're just like, man, everything on here sounds the same. By the time you get to the 7th track, you kind of notice that all of these tracks here have the same formula when it comes to the chorus, which is that the choruses are extremely repetitive. So it'll be 3 words said over and over again. Goddamn high, goddamn high, goddamn high. Spend it, spend it, spend it. Barney's. It's like the same thing over and over again.
Girls got looking like Barney. Yeah, y'all niggas singing like Barney.
I get it. 1995 was supposed to be like the first release, I think it was. Logic does nothing for me. I don't know why. It's nothing personal, but he just really does nothing for me. With Stay Trippy, the production level was so good. Like, the features were so good, the production level was so good, and the quality of it all was so good. This here kind of feels like some stuff that was in the trash, and maybe it's just sort of like, well, you know what, we've got these here sitting in the trash, let's just pull them out of the trash and let's just use them instead. That's what this feels like. This here feels like minimal effort. It feels like minimal effort. It feels like, this is my name and we're going to sell it off of the fact that my name is on it. Why the fuck is Logic on this twice? Like, why do you need this feature on here twice? Why don't you just do it yourself? You know what I mean? It's just extremely repetitive when it comes to these hooks. And I'm really disappointed, man. All of these here have the same hook. It's just different words. It's the same exact hook. It's just different words. And it's just like, I told you already, by the time you get to number 7, you're kind of realizing that it's the same freaking hook, just different words. And it is exhausting. It is tiring. And I don't know what to say, but by the time, it was really a struggle. And to do this 3 times was really a struggle. If all of the hooks are exactly the same, with the difference only being a change in words, but it's the exact same hook for all of these, then you've lost me. You've completely lost me. And these are such weak features, man. These are such weak features, man. I don't even know. I've got a bit of a cold, so I can't really raise my voice, but these are such weak features, man. And I'm not even gonna bother with this. Hold on, let's do it. Megan Thee Stallion, you know what she's gonna rap about. She only raps about one thing and one thing only. She's a very generic female artist. It's very generic what she does, so you know what to expect. You know what she's gonna say. There's no creativity there. It's the same hook over and over again. It's just the words have changed. The formula for the hook is the same over and over and over again. And my God, there's a lack of creativity on this project. A serious lack of creativity on this project. And this is why, since Stay Trippy, nothing comes close. Nothing at all comes close. This is a lack of creativity from someone who has punchlines, delivery, so you know, like, it's, the catalog is crazy. So when something like this comes out, it's really just, I don't even know if disappointing is the word, man. I'm gonna keep this one very brief, and I'm gonna keep this one very simple. For me, this is a very disappointing project. Nothing comes close to Stay Trippy. Stay Trippy to me was where there was so much value. Production was clean, uh, flow was clean, the ghostwriting was clean, everything about it was clean. This year, hmm, I mean, I can't say the same thing about this year. This year was disappointing. This year was poor. It's repetitive. It's exhausting. It's tiresome. Beats are whack. Hook is whack. It's like it, and can you imagine? I had to listen to this 3 times before I could do this here review. This year was hard to do, man. Someone needs to give me credit for sitting through this album 3 times, man. That's it from me. I'm really disappointed in this. I usually look forward to a Juicy J project, but this year was trash. All the Juicy J fans out there, like me, please tell me what you thought about this. I cannot be the only one that finds all of this, all 16 tracks, extremely repetitive. The flow is extremely repetitive. It's like there was no creativity on this whatsoever. These features are weak. Who cares about having Logic twice? Why would you have Logic twice? Why? I don't get it. Wiz Khalifa is just so boring. Jesus Christ. This is, I'm gonna say it, man. This is how I'm going out in 2020. I'm gonna say it, man. This was trash. Juicy J, you could do better, man. You could do better. This project was disappointing. That's it for me, man. Shaolin 6 Radio. We out.